Well, hello again. Welcome back to a little story time. This time, it's not a full story that I'm going to read to you though, but I wanted to show you this really beautiful book, The Colorful World of Dinosaurs by Matt Sewell or Sewell. I always feel bad because I should check with somebody before to make sure I'm pronouncing their name properly. But yeah, so we've had this in our house just for a couple of months now. And if you have a little one who's super obsessed with dinosaurs right now, this is really awesome because it actually goes through quite a few dinosaurs. You can see here in the contents a big list. And there are a lot of books like this out there, of course, that list lots of dinosaurs with lots of facts, but this one's really pretty too. The illustrations are just gorgeous. So the introduction says, "Welcome to the amazing world of the dinosaurs. We all know dinosaurs. They were the rulers of the planet. They are the monsters from the movies. They are the bones we see in the museums. But do we really know them? Can we imagine what they looked like? What they sounded like? What they smelled like? I never thought about that. I just assumed they smelled like all other animals." In the following pages, find out why Stegosaurus had spikes. Hey, I have a song about that. Fear Spinosaurus stomping through the swamp. Spinosaurus is like Finn's favorite dinosaur right now. Aside from the T-Rex, I guess. That will always reign supreme. And get to know some of the closest cousins of our modern day birds, Archaeopteryx and Troodon. I actually have a song about modern day birds too, the Velociraptor song. So yeah, and then there's a little note on the illustrations here. We have always been told that dinosaurs looked like big lizards with muddy brown or boring green scales. No longer. Some smart paleontologists, to you or me, scientists that study fossils, now think that many dinosaurs may have been colorful. I actually talk about that in my Triceratops song. It's like, oh, actually, they may have had some bright color to them, kind of like some of our most colorful birds, if you can imagine that. Not only that, but a lot of them may have had feathers. The illustrations on the following pages have been inspired by these ideas, helping you to really imagine the bright, scary world of the distant past. So then it goes through some dinosaur groups and families, dinosaur diets, what did they eat? So Finn loves this front page. Look at all these beautiful illustrations. I would love if these were sold in prints that I could print off and hang up, maybe in the boys' room, more likely near my music stuff, my keyboard. So I just decided to pick out some dinosaurs that we hadn't heard of before, so maybe you haven't either. So it'd be kind of fun to share some new dinos. So this one here, look how cute it is. It makes me think of, I'm thinking of the Pachycephalosaurus. I think that's what I'm thinking of, with this domed head here. Okay, so, and hang in there with me because with the new dinosaurs, I need a little help with the pronunciation, right? And there's no pronunciation guide. So, I believe this is the Spheritholus. And so, here's some facts about it. The Spheritholus, 6 feet long, 550 pounds, lived in the late Cretaceous time period, and it was an herbivore. So you see the little grass here. Maybe that's what it ate. One of the things that it ate. By the late Cretaceous period, dinosaurs had developed all kinds of fancy appendages and armor, like this bonehead Spheritholus with its turtle shell bicycle helmet. I love thinking of it as a bicycle helmet. It's no wonder that its name literally translates as ball dome, because Spherothales are thought to have swung their helmeted heads in defense, using them as pummeling wrecking balls against savage attackers. It is also assumed that they would clash their domes together, fighting for supremacy among their peers. Ooh, cool. There's two new to me dinosaurs on this page. This one, Machairoceratops. I'm going to go with that pronunciation. So, a lot like the Triceratops. And Eniosaurus. How cool, right? So they're both ceratopsids and look a lot like the Triceratops, as I mentioned. This Machairoceratops was around in the late Cretaceous, as was this Eniosaurus. They were both herbivores, and they're around the same weight, 4,400 pounds to 5,500 pounds, 4,400 pounds to 6,600 pounds. 6,600 pounds. Can you imagine that? Wow. And this one looks like it was a little bit shorter. 15 to 20 feet long, and this one was 20 to 25 feet long. Pretty cool though, huh? Love those pictures. Okay, this is a fun one. Okay, Yutyrannus. I think I said it right again. We don't know for sure. But what does this make you think of? I love this photo. Look at all those feathers. Length about 30 feet, 3,000 pounds, lived in the early Cretaceous period, and it was carnivorous. Did the feared Tyrannosaurus have feathers? A 2012 discovery of the Chinese feathered tyrant Yutyrannus has proved this strange theory correct. This 30-foot monster's fossils show a complete feathered covering, and because the Yutyrannus has been dated earlier than its famous cousin, the two dinosaurs may have shared this evolutionary trait. Or perhaps that part of China was colder than the T-Rex's American turf, so it needed a cozy feathered jacket to keep warm. Maybe. I think that's what I find the most fun about dinosaurs, is that, scientists get to make some very educated guesses about everything, but ideas change over time as new discoveries are made. And then, of course, there's some things that we'll never know, but we can make a guess about it and wonder about it. This one's so cute. I don't know if it was this cute in real life, but it's adorable here. Psittacosaurus. So it was 6 feet 8 inches long, 110 pounds. So a lot smaller, right? When we're thinking about some of those ceratopsids that were like 6,000 pounds, and this is 110 pounds, was a much, much smaller dinosaur, right? Lived in the early Cretaceous period, and it was an herbivore. A Chinese Psittacosaurus fossil caused quite a stir in recent years when it was recovered in remarkable condition for its age. Soft tissue samples showed leathery, scaly skin, dark on its back and lighter on its belly. Oh, cool. As well as a tail brush of weird feathers that look like grass on a sand dune. That's what this is right here. Wouldn't that have been so cool to see in real life? Wow. You kind of wonder why, why did they have that? This specimen alone has given us remarkable insight into what a dinosaur might have looked and felt like. Wow. So it was so important for scientists to be able to find these really complete fossils and then when they're really well preserved, it can give them so much information and so much insight. I have 2 more dinosaurs here to share with you. I hope you're enjoying these illustrations just as much as I am. They're so beautiful. So, Con, look at that. Cool tail, huh? Look at those feathers on top of its head too. Wow. It's 6 feet long, 60 pounds. So just little. Time period, late Cretaceous and omnivorous. Like Nomingia, this oddball was also a member of the curious Oviraptorid family. Mostly found in China and Mongolia, Oviraptorids all had long feathery tails, feathered arms and bodies, and toothless beaks. Khan, whose name means warlord, looks less like any other traditional dinosaur and more like a roadrunner that has collided with a wall. Is that because its nose is so flat? It does look a lot like a roadrunner. Cool, so cool. I love that name, Khan. All right, here's the last one I want to share with you. The Archaeoceratops. Archaeoceratops. See, I just have to slowly pronounce them. And look, you know what? I'm probably still getting a lot of it wrong. So don't ever worry. If you're trying to work your way through a dinosaur book and you're thinking, I have no idea how to pronounce it, take it little bits at a time. Length, 3 feet. Weight, 20 pounds. I feel like they're getting smaller and smaller as I get to the end of the book here. Time period, early Cretaceous. Diet was an herbivore. This curious little dinosaur is part of the evolutionary chain of the mighty Triceratops. Cool. His name, meaning ancient horn face, sums him up. His head does look ungainly with such a skinny body. He would surely have to be extra careful in the school playground to avoid getting his head stuck between the rails. Haha. Well, that has happened. Quick, call the fire department. Aw. Well, that's a cute little story to think about this dinosaur. That's what I like to do with my songs. I like to research the dinosaur and come up with all the facts that I want to share, but then I also come up with a little story and turn the dinosaur into a character. And it's a story that, you know, hopefully kids can relate to, but also adults even. If you know, caregivers are listening to the music with you, I think we can all relate to a lot of the stories and the songs. So that's it for the Colorful World of Dinosaurs. I sure hope you get a chance to pick up a copy of your own, or maybe your local library has a copy you can borrow. Because there are a lot more dinosaurs than what we went through, and a lot of familiar dinosaurs that you already know about, but a lot of other new ones. So it's a really beautiful and fun read. Thanks for joining me today.